Welcome back. The time has come to start looking at some present tense verbs that are irregular in their conjugations. Our focus thus far has primarily been with regular verbs, AR, ER, and IR verbs, that have regular conjugations in the present tense, and we've looked at a couple of exceptions like ser and a star and verbs with some irregular yo forms. In these next few videos, we're going to be concentrating on irregular verbs, whether they be stem-changing verbs, more verbs with irregular yo conjugations, or other irregularities in the present tense, with this first verb being focused on O to UE stem-changing verbs. Last year, we ended the year with looking at tener and querer, two examples of E to IE stem-changing verbs. Later on this year in class, we'll be studying more verbs of that variety. The set we're looking at today are the O to UE stem-changing verbs. And a stem-changing verb means just that. Not only are you going to be changing the conjugation or the ending of the verb from AR, ER, or IR to the conjugation endings we've been working with, but you're also going to change the stem or the root of the verb. Each one of these verbs will have an O in their stem that you will replace with a UE. They all can end with either the AR, ER, or IR endings, and those conjugation endings will stay the same. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But let's see which verbs we're working with. Our vocabulary list for this section is the following. We're going to focus on 3 of them, but I want you aware of all the different possibilities of the O to UE verbs. Almorzar, contar, costar, devolver, dormir, encontrar, and morir, first half, meaning to eat lunch. Contar, cognate, for to count. Another cognate, costar, for to cost. Devolver, to return or give back. Dormir, to sleep. Think of the room in which you sleep, the dormitorio. Encontrar, to find or to meet. Cognate, encounter. And morir, to die. Second half of the list, mostrar, poder, recordar, resolver, sonar, volar, and volver. Translations, mostrar, to show. Mnemonic device, maybe to demonstrate. Poder, to be able, to can or may. Recordar, to remember. Resolver, to solve or resolve. So another cognate there. Sonar, to sound, to ring. Think of the word sonar in English and what it means. Volar, to fly, and volver, to return or come or go back. As I said, we're going to focus on 3 of these verbs, one each for AR, ER, and IR endings. And with those conjugations, you'll then be able to do all the rest of the verbs on the list from the previous slide. Costar, to cost, poder, to can, and dormir, to sleep. Look at the conjugations for each of these. As you notice, conjugation endings are exactly what we've been doing with our regular AR, ER, and IR verbs. For AR verbs, o, as, a, amos, and an are your endings, and then you change the stem of the verb from the O of costar to UE. So costar becomes yo cuesto, to cuestas, usted, él, or ella cuesta, nosotros and nosotras costamos, and ustedes, ellos, and ellas cuestan. There is no stem change on the nosotros and nosotras conjugations. It reverts back to the original stem of the infinitive verb. ER verbs, we're still changing the stem from O to UE, and our endings are regular ER verb endings. O, es, e, hemos, and en. Yo puedo, tú puedes, usted, él, or ella puede, nosotros, nosotras podemos, and ustedes, ellos, and ellas pueden. Again, no stem change in the nosotros or nosotras conjugation. And finally, IR verbs. O, es, e, imos, and en. Remember, the only difference between an ER and an IR verb conjugation is the nosotros and nosotras conjugation. Hemos for an ER verb, and now imos for an IR verb. Yo duermo, tú duermes, usted, él, or ella duerme, Nosotros and nosotras dormimos, and ustedes, ellos, and ellas duermen. So, to review, what did you notice about what we were just talking about? Most of the time, the O in the stem or the root of the verb changes to UE, as in the example, costar to yo questo. All the conjugation endings stay the way we have been doing them on regular AR, ER, and IR verbs. The stem does not change for nosotros or nosotras. You go back to the infinitive stem or root and leave the O in place. Nosotros podemos. And as I said, the only difference when you're conjugating a verb that ends in an ER and a verb that ends in an IR, whether it be regular verbs or the O to UE stem changing verbs, the only difference is the nosotros and nosotras conjugation for ER and IR verbs, hemos and imos. And yes, conjugation is fun. Now can we put these rules into practice? I can go to the bathroom. Take a second and see if you can finish the translation of this sentence. Yo blank ir al baño. Yo puedo ir al baño. You find 3 pens. 2 blank tres plumas. 2 encuentras 3 plumas. AR verb, so an as conjugation for tú. She sleeps in a bed. Ella blank en una cama. Ella duerme en una cama. IR verb dormir takes an E ending for ella. Ella duerme. We are counting the chairs. Nosotros blank las sillas. Nosotros contamos las sillas. Again, an AR verb, so amos is your conjugation, and your stem does not change since the subject is nosotros. They remember the names. Ellos blank los nombres. Ellos recuerdan los nombres. Well done. Check out the other verbs in the series, especially the stem changing verb or shoe verb video.